Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." But what happens when you give that power away to everyone else? I watched a friend destroy her life by being too nice. She missed her daughter's recital to help a coworker move. That same coworker ignored her when she needed help back. Sound familiar? Here's what the Stoics knew that modern people have forgotten. Your kindness without boundaries isn't virtue, it's weakness. And weak people don't just attract users, they create them. Today I'm going to show you the 8 brutal ways your niceness is being weaponized against you, and the 4 Stoic strategies that will help you reclaim your power without becoming heartless. Because here's the truth that's going to sting. When's the last time someone did for you what you constantly do for them? The people who need you most respect you least. And that's not an accident, it's psychology. My friend Sarah called me crying at 2 a.m. Again. She'd just spent her entire weekend helping her coworker move, missed her daughter's recital, and now that same coworker was ignoring her texts about covering a shift. "Why does this keep happening to me?" she sobbed. I had to tell her something nobody wants to hear. Your kindness is being weaponized against you. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to spot energy vampires, set boundaries that actually stick, and stop being everyone's emotional dumping ground. Here's what nobody tells you about being the helpful one. You're not being kind, you're being used. And I know this because I used to be you. I was the friend who always said yes, the employee who stayed late, the person who gave their last dollar to someone who really needed it. Until I realized something that changed everything. The people who need you most respect you least. This isn't about becoming a heartless monster. This is about understanding that your kindness has an expiration date, and most people will drain every drop before they even think about giving back. In fact, by problem number 5, you'll realize why the nicest people often attract the worst kinds of people. It's not random, it's psychological. The 8 ways your kindness is destroying you. Problem number 1, you're creating emotional debt that never gets paid back. Remember Sarah? She kept a mental ledger of everything she did for people. Moving boxes, lending money, covering shifts, listening to problems for hours. When she needed help, suddenly everyone was too busy. Here's the brutal truth. You're training people to take from you. Every time you give without boundaries, you're teaching them that your time, energy, and resources are infinite. They start to see your help not as a gift, but as a service they're entitled to. The Stoics called this negative reciprocity, when your generosity creates an imbalance that benefits everyone except you. Problem number 2, you're attracting users, not friends. This one's gonna hurt, but it's necessary. Look at your phone right now. How many people text you only when they need something? Sarah discovered that 80% of her close friends only reached out when they needed favors. The other 20%, they were usually asking for advice about their problems. This isn't coincidence, it's energy matching. When you consistently give more than you receive, you vibrate at a frequency that attracts takers. It's like wearing a sign that says free emotional labor here. Users have a 6th sense for generous people. They can spot you across a crowded room, and they know exactly which buttons to push to get what they want. Problem number 3, your goals become everyone else's. Afterthoughts. Sarah wanted to start her own business. She'd been talking about it for 2 years. Know what stopped her? She was too busy solving everyone else's problems. Every time she sat down to work on her business plan, someone needed just 5 minutes of her time. Those 5 minutes became hours. Her dreams became delays. Your generosity is stealing your future. While you're busy being everyone's support system, your own life is falling apart. Your fitness goals, your career ambitions, your personal relationships, they all take a back seat to other people's emergencies. Problem number 4, you're seen as weak, not kind. Here's a harsh reality. People don't respect what they can easily get. Sarah's coworker didn't ignore her because she was busy. She ignored her because she knew Sarah would never push back. She'd already established that Sarah's needs were optional. The moment you become predictably available, you become strategically invisible. Think about it. When's the last time someone said no to you and you respected them more for it? Probably recently. Now think about the people who never say no to you. How much do you really respect their time? Problem number 5. You're becoming an addiction escape route. This is the one that shocked Sarah the most. She realized that 3 of her closest friends were using her as emotional regulation. Instead of dealing with their anxiety, depression, or relationship issues, they'd call Sarah. She became their human Xanax, a quick fix that prevented them from actually solving their problems. You're not helping people. You're enabling their dysfunction. Every time you rush to save someone, you're robbing them of the chance to save themselves. You're keeping them weak while exhausting yourself. Problem number 6. You're developing resentment that's poisoning your soul. Sarah started drinking more. She'd come home from helping people all day and need something to numb the anger she felt. She was angry at her friends for using her, angry at herself for allowing it, angry at the world for not being fair. This is what happens when giving becomes taking from yourself. The resentment builds slowly, like carbon monoxide. You don't notice it until it's already poisoning everything you touch. Problem number 7. You're training people to doubt your authenticity. Here's something twisted. The nicer you are, the more people suspect your motives. Sarah discovered that people were talking behind her back, wondering what she really wanted. They couldn't believe someone would be that helpful without an agenda. Your kindness becomes suspicious because it's so rare. Ironically, by being genuinely kind, you make people question your genuineness. They start waiting for the other shoe to drop. Problem number 8. You're creating a life that requires you to disappear. The final problem is the most dangerous. You're building a life where everyone needs you, but nobody knows you. Sarah realized she'd become a supporting character in everyone else's story. If she disappeared tomorrow, people would miss what she did for them, not who she was. You're indispensable, but invisible. Now, if you're recognizing yourself in these problems, don't panic. Sarah felt the same way, but here's what she did that changed everything. The 4 ruthless strategies that saved Sarah's life. Strategy number 1, the 24-hour rule. Sarah stopped responding to requests immediately. Every request got the same response. Let me check my schedule and get back to you. This single sentence changed everything. It gave her time to think, and it trained people that her time had value. Your immediate availability is your enemy. Within a month, 60% of the urgent requests mysteriously solved themselves. People found other solutions when they couldn't get instant gratification. Strategy number 2, the energy audit. Sarah made a list of everyone who asked her for help in a month. Next to each name, she wrote what they'd done for her recently. The results were shocking. 15 people had asked for favors. Only 2 had reciprocated. You can't manage what you don't measure. She cut off everyone with a negative balance. Sounds harsh? Those people didn't even notice. They just found other people to use. Strategy number 3, the broken record technique. Instead of explaining why she couldn't help, Sarah learned to repeat the same phrase. I'm not available for that. Not I'm busy. Not maybe later. Just I'm not available for that. The less you justify, the less people argue. When pressed for reasons, she'd repeat it again. "I'm not available for that." People got the message quickly. Strategy number 4, the reciprocity test. Before helping anyone, Sarah started asking, "What would you do for me in this situation?" This simple question revealed everything. The users would get uncomfortable and make excuses. The genuine people would give thoughtful answers. Use this question to separate the wheat from the chaff. The transformation. 6 months later, Sarah's life was unrecognizable. Most importantly, she still had friends. But now they were real friends who contributed to her life instead of just taking from it. Her phone was quieter, but her life was fuller. The hard truth. Here's what Sarah learned that I need you to understand. The people who get angry when you set boundaries are the exact people who needed them most. If someone can't respect your no, they never respected your yes. They just respected what your yes could do for them. Setting boundaries doesn't make you selfish, it makes you self-aware. Being kind doesn't mean being available, it means being intentional. And sometimes, the kindest thing you can do is refuse to enable someone's dysfunction. Your next step. If this video hit you like it hit Sarah, you're not alone. Thousands of people have used these strategies to reclaim their lives, and you can too. But here's the thing. Information without implementation is just entertainment. You need to actually do this stuff. That's why I created the Boundary Builder Blueprint, a step-by-step system that shows you exactly how to implement these strategies without guilt, fear, or losing the people who actually matter. You'll get the exact scripts Sarah used, the psychological principles behind each technique, and real-world examples of how to handle every situation. The link is in the description, but fair warning, this isn't for people who want to stay comfortable in their dysfunction. This is for people who are ready to build a life where their kindness is respected, not exploited. If you got value from this video, smash that like button, not because I asked you to, but because you want more people to discover that they don't have to be everyone's emotional dumping ground. Subscribe for more content that challenges the toxic positivity that's keeping you stuck. And remember, you can't pour from an empty cup. It's time to fill yours first. I'll see you in the next one.